Foreword by Maear, Arhin. Society has reached a place where the notion of individual, personal development has become increasingly prevalent. Society has reached a place where the notion of individual, personal development has become increasingly prevalent. Combine this notion with the accessibility to information and exposure to knowledge and philosophies, of which there are more than ever. It's easy to adopt an optimistic outlook when thinking of the direction that we're headed, both as individuals and as a society. I often see this in posts made by my friends and followers on social media, many of whom are sharing moments of enlightenment and motivation throughout their daily lives. It often feels like we have created a sort of utopia. Then I notice something else. The moment a so-called undesirable event occurs, regardless of what you label it, a moment of ignorance, arrogance, or negativity, these things seem to occasionally creep into the lives of those very same enlightened people. This is our current cycle of life, and this is where Andre Hills represents himself as a true 21st century thought leader. It's not every day such a unique and highly disciplined person enters your life or crosses your path, and over the last year, I've had the pleasure of calling him both my friend and life coach. When most of us find ourselves worrying about future events or enduring the seemingly endless doldrums of day-to-day life, Andre is living in a state of joyful bliss. But how? Quite simply, he won't have it any other way. Never have I seen a man be so disciplined in exercising an ongoing commitment to identifying and overcoming negativity. Andre specializes in the practice of embodying positivity, which is why abundance, happiness, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being orbit him, as if the reality he has created for himself has its own gravitational pull. When Andre said he was writing a book, I knew it would be great. Within these pages, you'll find the missing link to your happiness and the primary source to society's current disconnect. For example, why do we find ourselves in a constant state of emotional flux? On Sunday, we're on top of the world and can't be stopped, and then on Tuesday, we're fighting an uphill battle of negative thoughts. Those two mindsets, the peaceful and the embattled, are within us, and it's the reason society finds itself in a constant, polarizing state of me versus you. Our egos are the source from which our reactions to positive and negative events come. Our ego drives our needs to be right, to be acknowledged, to be accepted, to be heard, to prove others wrong. In the face of reality, our egos have become adept at distracting us with the perceived, limiting our potential. In the face of reality, our egos have become adept at distracting us with the perceived, limiting our potential to make the most of our current situation and hindering personal and interpersonal growth. The book is the product of decades of personal life experiences, and its purpose is to uncover the truth about the internal and external conflicts created by our egos. This book is the product of decades of personal life experience, and its purpose is to uncover the truth about the internal and external conflicts created by our egos. You'll be exposed to simple, methodical approaches to understanding how to grow as a person, how to establish better relationships, and how to maintain a balanced mental, spiritual, and emotional outlook. You'll learn to identify with your loving nature, which will lead you to the true meaning of your life. This book will be your doorway to true happiness and coexistence, while introducing to you a healthy mindset that will launch positive discussions and create flourishing relationships. This will be one of the most revolutionary and empowering pieces of literature that you will ever read.